If someone is already in USA and they need to apply for formally a green card, what are the requirements and what is the process? Before you start, you need to prepare yourself. You need to go and read all the information written on the government website, which is the USCIS. Make sure you're very familiar with those forms, familiar with the requirements on the website. USCIS doesn't know that you're married, doesn't know that you're in a relationship. It's you telling them that you're in a relationship, and the only way they will understand it is when you prove it. You can read it yourself. You can do this application yourself if you're given it enough time. However, some people choose to use attorneys or lawyers, because when you use a lawyer, you hire a lawyer to do it for you, you get a peace of mind. And the peace of mind is very important, because remember, sometimes you do things wrongly and your application takes long to be approved. They'll keep on sending things back to you, which can become very frustrating, tiresome, very expensive, and exhaustive. Familiarize yourself with a website. Make sure you understand the forms before you submit. You'll need to have a valid passport 6 months before it expires. And you need to ensure that you are lawful in the country. Entered lawfully in America, and you're still lawful in the country for you to qualify. You'll need to have photos of you and your partner or your spouse in different places where you've been, because the burden of proof is on you, the applicant. USCIS doesn't know that you're married. It's you telling them that you're married and you want to plan to stay together permanently. Your spouse will need to submit or file 3 years taxes. That's a requirement. You'll need to have family photos with your friends, photos you had on holidays with the family members, and you have an itinerary. If your husband came to you, if he bought you a ticket to come and visit him or her, the hotels you went to, the special places you've been to, birthday presents you exchanged, if you had a wedding, you should make sure that you had pictures, receipts from the hotels, from Airbnb. If you've been shopping on Amazon or on Shein and buying for your partner using your card, you should file them, because the burden of proof is on you. You need to have things enjoined. If you're staying together, could be a water bill, could be electricity bill, or could be insurance, a car insurance, both in your names. It could be a bank account, both in your names, because the purpose and plan is you are joined and you plan to stay together because you're married. You need to also submit a marriage certificate. If you were married before, you need to ensure that you put a marriage decree. If your partner died, you're marrying again, you should ensure that you have a death certificate. In terms of the timeline, you need to have evidence, witnesses from your family and friends, people who can write about your marriage, about you, when it started, how long it's been there, and what they think about it. That will be very helpful. Also, you might need to write a timeline about yourselves, you as the applicant and your companion, about your relationship, where you see it going, when it started, how it's been. You describe how the relationship is, because the burden of proof is on you, the applicant, to ensure that you convince USCIS that your plan is permanent. You have to undergo a medical. Also, you need to ensure that you are clear. In terms of the forms, if you're doing it from USA, you need to ensure that you fill in the form which I-130A, which is adjusted or approved. Like I said, you need to go on the website of USCIS, become familiar with all the forms before you start proceeding. Make sure that you have the right amount of fees. Your spouse should have 3 years of taxes to file. Also, a letter from his or her employer. Ensure that you have all that evidence. The place of venue, where you got the wedding ring, ensure that you keep all those receipts. It's always important when you're in a relationship, you keep receipts, you keep photos, always keep evidence. You had a wedding, you make sure you had the pictures. You went on holidays together, make sure you have the evidence. You keep the receipts for the hotels you slept in, for the air tickets you had, or for the Ubers you used, for the gifts you gave each other. If you bought things on Amazon, on Shein, on any other websites, you make sure that you keep all those receipts. They'll help you keep all the things, because you'll need them at some point. And if you don't have them, it's to your detriment, because the burden of proof is on you, the applicant. Familiarize yourself. It's a very simple thing to complete once you know what to do. You might not need anybody to assist you. You can do it yourself. I know people who have done it themselves, and I know people who have used attorneys, they've used lawyers. But the good thing is when you use an attorney or use a lawyer, you have a peace of mind, and because the lawyer will do everything for you. If you do it for yourself, it's also very good. If you're in USA, make sure that you adjusted your status from the visitor. You fill in the I-130A, you pay the right fees for that kind of status you're trying to apply for. Thank you very much.